Alright, so the materials that we are going to need to add brake fluid to a 2010 Toyota Corolla are plastic funnel, some nitrile gloves, and the synthetic brake fluid. Now I'm going to walk through step by step how to add the brake fluid. Okay, first thing to do is to open up the driver's side and open up the hood by pulling that lever. Going to go clear off the materials. And then open up the hood. And to open up the hood, there's a lever right next to the Toyota symbol. Alright, now that we've got the underneath opened up, we're going to go to this top right corner, driver's side corner, and unhook these two and pull this plastic strip over and remove this plastic cover. And we'll just set this aside for now. So the next step is going to be opening up this cover. Opens right up, comes off completely. We're going to set that right up here. The next step is to grab the funnel. So I went ahead and placed the funnel right where the fluid will be added. And I just wanted to show for demonstration that on the side of the brake fluid reservoir in the 2010 Toyota Corolla, there's a line here for max fill line, and then there's a minimum fill line as well. And that's really difficult to see and get in here, but it's on here. And I'll try and shake this a little bit just to show that my reservoir is below the minimum line. So I'm going to try and bring it up right to the max line right here with the fluid, and then once I get right underneath that max line, I'm going to go and pump the brakes in my car, try and add that brake fluid into the brake lines, and then I'm going to come back and check to see how much the brake fluid level's dropped. So when you go to add the brake fluid, you want to be very careful, very slow, because this fluid is highly corrosive to metals in the skin. That's part of the reason that we're wearing nitrile gloves when doing this. And to start with, right, pour very slowly. There's no need to rush this. Make sure that the reservoir is taking the fluid. So add a little bit and go ahead and check the side. And then keep pouring. And I recommend a plastic funnel, right? You don't want a metal funnel because of the corrosivity of the brake fluid. And for reference, this is a 32 fluid ounce bottle, and I'm not quite sure what the reservoir capacity is in US fluid ounces. I don't think I'm going to end up using this whole bottle, the 32 fluid ounces, to get up to the maximum line, but we shall see. All right, so I'm at the maximum level. I'm gonna go ahead and cap the brake fluid, and I'm gonna remove the funnel very carefully as to not get any drips on any metal. I'm gonna add the cap back on, and then I'm gonna try out the brakes. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the car. So I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm pumping the brakes, and I can feel resistance coming back into the brake lines, which is exactly what we want. We want to feel additional pressure on the brakes as we're braking. We don't want there to be no resistance. All right, so after pumping the brakes for a little bit, I'm going to come back and take a look at the reservoir, and you can kind of see the fill line. Got it right about where the max line is. Actually, might have gone a little bit over. Whoops. So I'm going to go ahead and close the hood, start the car, and just drive a couple miles an hour, and then try and brake and see if everything's back to normal.